and then majority of us, we can't bend. It's difficult for us to adjust. So you flow with sin. Because after all, everybody is doing it. And you have forgotten that we live in this world, but there is another place where we live at the same time. And that place is the most important place. It's more important than this system. And know somebody. They asked a woman, she had a very big wound on her thighs. Very big. About 9 inches wide on her thighs. They have been treating that for 9 years. It refused to heal. The day the power of God touched her, and she was going to confess, she said that wound cannot heal. She said that's where they slaughter people. In the group she belonged. When they want to kill a human being, they use her lap. She said because of that, she has a throne in the coven. And she said she loved that throne more than anything they can give her here. She said the pain here is nothing compared to the honor there. These are men and women following Satan. They esteem the honor they get from the devil far above the pains of this system. That's why you will hardly see people who are very close to Satan enjoying the beauty of the world. You can't see great herbalists in town. They are in the bush, and if they are in town, when you enter their compound, it will look like village. Why? They have a place where they have glory. They have a place where they have ranks. And they have honor there. They esteem that honor more than honor among men. All of us must come to that point. Where your decisions are not based on what can I get from it. Your decision is based on will it please God. Your decision is based on does God want me to do it? Will God be a part of it? Is God commanding this? When you start living like that, you are back in Eden. God will become your rewarder. Your reward will be beyond what your employer can pay you. Your reward will go beyond what any man can give you. Your rewarder will be God. God. And when God is your rewarder, you don't need to beg him to reward you. You just stay on the line. Keep living in Eden. Let your journey be continuously towards Eden. At certain junctions of your life, you will see the Lord breaking out and helping you. Breaking out and bringing things. The things that fit your life, you will be commanding you. Yeah, start that one. And then you say, Lord, there's no money for you. You start it and then you perfect it. You say, oh my God, that was a miracle. And then at another junction, he will tell you, yeah, make a move there. You make the move. And then things start working. Things start working. Things start working. I've shared with you here before. Let me tell you about 3 examples here. The example of somebody who was a member of my pastor. Pastor Righteous. This man has been faithful to God. Opportunities came where he was working to steal money and become rich. He refused. He was a vice principal. He said, no, I can't do that. Not because I don't need money, but because the kingdom I belong to, this will be a dishonor to that kingdom. I don't want to leave my hands in prayer and it will cross my mind that I have done something abominable before the Lord. No. No. Because of that, they were taking him from village to village. Even when he was ripe to be a senior VP and probably a preparing principal, he was here a VP. They were pushing him from small villages to small villages. You know what I'm talking about? When righteousness will take you to low places and you are wondering, when will God come for me? He's coming. And when he comes, he will come big. A prophecy came from the altar one day. My pastor said, any position you desire, go to the man and shake his hand. And God will give you. It was Sunday. Monday morning, he didn't go to school. He traveled straight to the headquarters, to the state headquarters, state capital. And he went to Commissioner of Education's office. He was a VP. He waited for about 4 hours. When he got to the man said, they told me you are a teacher, a vice principal, and all that. You are so time. He said, yes. He said, so why are you here? He said, I just came to greet you. I traveled all the way just to say hi. I feel people like you are working and nobody is saying hello. So on behalf of myself, my family, my school, my constituency, I've come to say, God bless you. The man said, oh, we love people like you. Thank you for appreciating us. He stretched out his hand and he shook the hand. 1 week after, there had been a problem in the cabinet. The governor and the education commissioner had issues. That week, the issue climaxed. They pushed them out. They zoned commissioner of education to this vice principal's constituency. When they were looking for a principal to make commissioner of education, there was nobody. They said there's only one man who is a vice principal, and he has been vice principal for only a few years. He's not qualified. The governor said, if that is the case, make him principal. They said, no, it's not right. He wrote a letter. The following day, they made him principal. They transferred him from village to town as principal. And if after 1 week of resuming as a principal, they made him commissioner. In 1 year, he gathered money that his mate cannot gather for 50 years. Not stolen money, gifts. There are offices that attract gifts. Do you know how many students are in school? Education in Nigeria is one of the highest, is one of the leading powers. It's unfortunate it's not well funded. That was the rewarder, rewarding him. He had been following the lifestyle of Eden, putting God at the center of his life. He was demoted several times. Opportunities came to take him to town. They said, no, if he comes here, he won't let us steal money. All the principals around town already knew his name. So when they say they are bringing this man to your school, he will go to state capital and arrange. They will take him somewhere. They say, no. When God was going to reward him, he didn't write a letter. God bypassed the processes and placed him where his mate will never be in the next 20 years. By the time he finished his tenure as commissioner, he was already a big boy. Somebody is hearing me here. Your miracle is about to happen now. Yeah. And for those who are hearing me and your miracle is not yet, don't be afraid. Continue the journey. It's a journey. We are returning back to a place. We are journeying with God in Eden. And the name of that God is the rewarder. The rewarder. The rewarder. There is nothing you do that he will not reward. Nothing. James 1. The place where we began the entire story. James chapter 1 from verse 12. He said, blessed is the man that endures temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life which the Lord had promised to them that love him. So there's a reward. Verse 13. Let no man say, when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempt ye any of evil. So when temptation take you away to get what God can give you fast from another source, he said it is your lust that took you there. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then, when lust has conceived, it brings forth sin. And sin, when it is finished, brings forth death. Do not err. Do not walk in error, my beloved brethren. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of light, with whom there is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. What kind of gift comes from God? Good gifts. Perfect gifts. But it only comes to those who can return to Eden. Those who can live God-centered lives. Those who can make decisions that will please the Lord, that will honor the Lord. There is a reward waiting for you. The scripture calls it good gifts. Perfect gifts. God is preparing it. You may not know when he will bring it. Now, what is coming to you might just be droplets of blessings. Dews of blessing. But a time is coming. God has apportioned rain to you. But endure till you get to the place of the rain of blessing. Because it will certainly come. It is not a debate. It is not a if, it's when. It's when. It's coming. It's coming. That's why when he was going to tell us in Hebrews, he said, no man can please God without faith. But God is a rewarder. So you have to have faith in the rewarder. Faith that as I live in righteousness, as I please God with my decision from day to day, as I live in Eden and become a pleasure to God, my day of reward is coming. It may not be as fast as I want, but it's coming. And when it comes, it will come big. It will come big. It may not come as fast as I want, but when it comes, it will come great. God is not slow. If he has not brought it, it's because it's not time. God is not slow. If he has not brought it, it's because there's a better time to bring it. God does not rush. He does his things systematically. Systematically. I know most of us must have read the story of a police officer who served for 30 years and met El Rufai. How many of you have read the story? A Christian man. He had been in the police for years. Years. And because he wouldn't steal, he couldn't get good opportunities. You know, when they know you can support corruption, there are places they will put you. Yeah? They will give you a name. They will say you are a special cop. Ironic. The people who put you there know what they put you there. They know you are a right-hand man to Satan. They know you can steal where there's nothing to steal. But when they know you are a man from Eden, they won't put you there. So this man, after 30 years of service in the police, He had nothing. No land, no house, no car. That was when they mistakenly sent him to a place. I may not remember the complete story, but I still remember. I read it about 6 months ago. And that was the story the Lord brought to me when he was talking to me about this message. So he went to 1 or 2 places. El-Rufai went there to do supervision. And he said, so who are you? How long have you been in the force? He became his friend. By the time their discussions and friendship was coming to a climax, they gave him a jeep, free of charge. When the Oga had, he posted him back to police station and took his own cousin to the place, hoping that El-Rufai will meet him too. He said, this car was given to you on duty, so it belonged to the police commission. So they collected it from him, and he was living his life. If the gift is from God, God will fight for it. You don't need to fight. The blessing of the Lord, it comes without sorrow. A few weeks after El-Rufai went back there, why didn't he send somebody? It was not the place he was supposed to go, but there was a man whose time for reward has come, who had lived in Eden for 30 years at work. Corruption came, he refused to join. Opportunities for sin came, he refused to be a part, and a reward was prepared for him at the tail end of his service. But he remained faithful, even when he couldn't see the time blessing was coming. They took the guy, continued his life. If God brought this one, he can bring something bigger later. We don't have to steal to get it. El-Rufai went there again, and he asked them, where's now my friend? They said they have taken him back. Somebody else is here. That's the new man. He called the DPO. He said, send the man back. And they sent him back and removed another person. So when he came, I said, where's your car? He said, they said I collected it during duty, so it's for police commission. I said, no. He said, I bought it in your name. It's not police commission. He collected it and gave it back to him. He said, in fact, I am angry for them treating you like this. 30 years in service. If you are not a DPO, you should be a senior man. Why are they tossing you to and fro? He asked him, do you have land? He said, no. He took him to Asokoro and gave him land. Where they said 1 plot of land for 400 million. Gave him the plot and said, you can't even build. Look at your life. Oh yeah, build a house there for him. He became a big man. Somebody is hearing me here now. In a short while, the door of reward will open to you. I said, the door of reward will open to you. There was a year I had 3 opportunities to go to better places. 3. And if I tell you they were not temptation, it will be a lie. They were very tempting. Very tempting. Very tempting. One of my fathers in the Lord told me, Pastor Ayo, I have a congregation in Texas. 100 people and above. They said they will get you a house. They will pay for the hall. They just want you to pastor them. And I can trust you. And I am not asking you to plant a church for me. Take Paradise World there. And start a new life. I went to the Lord. He told me, I sent you to countryside, not to Texas. So I called back. I said, I'm sorry. I won't be able to go. A year after thereabout, one of my sons, I went to Abuja for mission, and then he saw me. He came to greet me. He said, Pastor, he took me to his house. I said, let's get to a hall there. We'll buy a house for you here. It's just 40 million. We'll buy 1 flat for you. 40 million, get a hall there. He said, somebody like you is needed in this environment. God didn't let him finish. He told me, I am not talking to him. But he also told them, I'm not talking to him. I said, okay, sir. I came back home, my legs were hitting themselves. But you see, when I got back, he told me, I am your reward. You know, I didn't know that exactly what was in the Bible until a few times after. I have read so many stories there, but it didn't look like what God told me. He said, I am your reward. In the midst of all of this deprivation, the pastor came to my office and told me face to face. He didn't call his man SMS. He was in my office and then he looked away. Told me, how can they church in 10 years? They don't have land. What kind of a church is that? Look at me, right? One said, he said, how can somebody borrow money to join money for convention and say God has provided? They are poor people. I said, it's okay. And these stories I'm telling you, they were not told in the secret. They were told to me face to face. There was a man of God who will always talk to my wife and will tell her, so how far now? What do you have now? That's how you ask this question. He said, so where do you live now? And she will say, we live at Yaba. I said, it is well. The Lord will help you. Anytime he comes to Ondo, he will come around to find out where we were living. He will come to the church and say, they are still there. So that is the tone they used to use. Say, the Lord will help you. You know, there's a way they say it that you know, pity is laden all around it. That's why the Lord will help you. The Lord will help you. It is well. But you see, God has taught me over time not to measure myself with another man. Somebody's reward might come when he's just 30 years old. Another man's reward might be when he's 55 years old. Your time is not my time. We may be in the same world. We may be working in the same system. We might be in Eden together, servicing the interest of God, following the will of God. Our reward will not come at the same time. Don't use another man's timing for your life. And then one day he came. Hello, I want to come to your house now. Is it the same place? My wife said, no, he described. We went to pick him, we brought him home. When he entered the house, you know what he said? He said, the Lord has helped you. Now, let me tell you the truth. I knew the Lord helped me, even when he was praying, that the Lord will help you. We don't measure help by what we have amassed. We don't measure the hand of God by what we possess. We don't measure ourselves by what we have. We measure ourselves by the content of God in our lives. If you carry God, somewhere along the line it will show. You may not be Dangote, but somewhere along the line it will show. It will show. You may not become the richest, but it does not mean the hand of God is not strong on your life. I told my wife, I can't be too close to this man. He's a very spiritual man. But there is a measure of carnality in his spirituality. When they see a man of God who does not command money, who does not command possession, who does not command the kind of crowd they expect, they believe he's not helped. When they see a businessman who pays tithe in millions, they give him a special place because they believe God's hand is on him more than the man who's tithe every month is only 5,000 naira. They have forgotten the words of Jesus. He said the life of a man does not consist in the things he possesses. Eden lifestyle is a life where you do not judge where God is taking you by where you are. You do not judge where you are by what your father went through. This is your life. You are with God. God is with you. That's what matters. That's what matters. And when every one of us begin to pick up this kind of lifestyle and we change our philosophy, because basically the Eden order of life is a philosophy. A philosophy by which you live your life. You know the reward that is on your side. You are living for him, so you know somewhere along the line he's going to prove himself faithful to you. Somewhere along the line he will prove himself faithful. When God told me a time is coming, he said, I will plant churches for the ministry. You will have pastors to put there, and you will not rent land. You will not rent auditoriums. I will give them to you. There was nothing in the account. We were looking for rent. It was not complete. At certain junctions in our lives, God will bring such encouraging words to let you know that good things are in the offing. Better days are ahead. It's not going to be like this till you die. Things are going to change. So don't change your ways. Don't step out of Eden. Don't step out of the will of God. Don't step out of the kingdom pattern. Keep living there. Keep walking there. Because in a short while, you will see the mighty hand of the rewarder. You will see the mighty hand of the rewarder. See how many years it took Jacob to become rich. Jacob had been introduced to deception. He was not a deceptive man, actually. When he was coming to the world and he grabbed the leg of his brother, they said his name was Jacob. Jacob means supplanter in a way, if you want to interpret it to English. In their days, the way a child comes out can determine how they will name the child. A child come out with Bom, they will call him Bom. They can say Bombay. This one came, he pulled the leg of his brother and then came out forth. They said, this one is smart. Fought his way out. They gave him a special name, supplanter. This one is a leg puller. That was the interpretation of the name of Jacob. But throughout history, until he got to the place where he took his brother's inheritance, he was not a cheat. It was the mother who told the young man, said, Mama, if that dish will cost me to be the end of my life, I can't do it. She said, may your curse be on me. Go and read the story. He was a clean man. Let your